But that used to be the office for the, not superintendent, what do you call the lady that was?
No, she was in that office down there.
Superintendent.
Yeah, because this was, because
Well, when
the
you were
ladies
here.
were here.
Yeah, when you were here.
She wasn't here, a friend of mine was here, still in like the 60s, but there was 2 offices here, and then I just assumed that this was her, because these were all.
This was a library.
Anyway, when I was there, it was.
We called this room here the church library.
Well, yeah, they had the library.
Now, I don't know if the pastor's office was there, maybe?
No, this was the library.
Yeah.
So it's been all moved around, actually.
It's been a couple of years.
Okay. I was coming down these steps the first time I met Wesley. I saw Wesley.
Let's take your hat, Mom.
And he was in here talking to Howard and Lucille before church started. And that's the first time I saw Wesley, was right in here in the library.
Yeah, this was, I remember you guys used to call us the library, and you could get into the chapel through that door, and when we were acting up, this was the chapel.
Oh, right here.
This was the sanctuary.
Church we used to go.
This is why we left the church. We got so mad because whoever was in charge of it, she said, we're going to need that space. So she said, you can bring your folding chairs in, and we're going to take down the altar and all that. But you can sit inside. She said, no.
Was that wall added? Because
So
this couldn't be the whole, this could not be the whole sanctuary. Because there were pews.
And the podium,
And I don't have any pictures of the Lord in the chapel. I have pictures of downstairs when there was a stage and different things, but I don't have any pictures of this room as the chapel.
Yeah, the chapel was, boy, this looks so small. You know how it is when you see something when you're a kid, you know. But we always sat in the back corner back there. They had pews, regular church pews.
That's organ right there. And I would play the piano, and then Wesley had a girlfriend, and so they would, and those
This was later her husband she's talking about.
They were,
My dad.
Okay. And he and his girlfriend would sit on the back seat, and they'd kind of talk, and between. And I turned around, and I just went like that, One time I did her, and I turned around, and she went over. She gave me a kiss, so I'd know that it was her.
But she won out.
But she won out, yeah.
50,
back
50
here.
how many years of marriage, Mom, before Dad passed away?
Yeah, right back here was where Miss Larkin. Miss Larkin introduced Wesley and me because he went to her and he said, "Could you please introduce us to each other?" So right back in there, so she did, she introduced us.
That door was where we would when we were acting up during
You
church.
were acting up.
Well, I think it was more you. But we'd get escorted out through that door. And then out through that way to go leave the chapel if there was something going on in the middle of service.
But we lived upstairs.
Wow.
And
This is so small.
beautiful living room. I had my own bedroom, and they had a nice living room, and then they had the kitchen, and they had the dining area, and we all sat down and they passed the plates to the chef, and she put the food on, and it was just,
Now, Grace, you're the public affairs person for the neighborhood house?
Lisa,
Oh, I'm sorry. And you've got some knowledge of the history. I mean,
She worked here in 1960 then.
No, I didn't. I have Mrs. Eloise Lemon
Oh,
is the person that I know who's been here the longest.
okay. But,
She started in mid-50s maybe.
well, I was here,
Yeah, she was the
Well,
office
we went to the church.
administrator.
We went to the church. What's her name?
Lemon, Eloise.
There was,
Lady blonde hair.
there was who was that other lady?
Swope.
You Miss
Yeah,
Swope.
she was here when Frida was here.
Really?
Frida. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay, but
Oh,
Miss Sullivan was the
drawing a
one
blank.
that, when I was here, now, Lily Shepherd, they've got her name down there.
That's
She was
1940.
She was the, we call us deaconesses, yeah, she was the head deaconess then. But Miss Sullivan was the nursery and the daycare, not supervisor, anyway, she was in charge of that. And then Irene, my friend Irene Hoff and I we were workers in the nursery. And then Miss Boniek, one of the Miss Bonieks had the kindergarten, and the other Miss Boniek was the cook. She prepared our meals, upstairs. We all had our own rooms, and then and then up there was where Wesley. No, he had proposed to me. That wasn't it. But he brought my ring. I think it was up there. Anyway.
He and his brother, there were. I guess this was a community center for the older.
Oh yeah, they did.
yeah,
Boy,
always has been.
boy
Yeah.
Scout, not but they boy Rangers. I think it was boy Rangers, and then the they had a neighborhood thing for the mothers club, you know, for the women, the mothers club.
They had a well baby clinic.
And
Had all kinds of organized
I think they
sports.
expanded a lot more after I left as far as some of those things. But
Now, when we were kids, we had scouts here. I remember Cub Scouts here. Patty had her brownie troop here.
yeah.
And that's where she burned herself in that kitchen. She's 56 years old now, and she still has a phobia about matches because of burning herself trying to light the gas stove downstairs in this building.
I think it was a ceremony.
It was a brownies.
Brownie ceremony, and she cut her finger. But
But
anyway.
my dad and his brother ran the skating in the little gymnasium sort of thing down there. And you were talking about a stage. I remember having awards ceremonies and things down there too. I think we did our scouting awards ceremonies in there.
I'm just talking about up here. They had where the altar was, and they had
where the underneath the basketball hoop in the front of the gym, where that big area is, there was a stage there.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and was there a choir loft in here too, like a little choir loft?
It was like a little
thing.
altar area.
They had an altar and then a platform, like. And
Because
then,
I have pictures of daycare kids, you know, probably from the 40s and 50s, and they're all lined up in a place, and it looks like it's like a little choir area or something.
I remember doing
you
Christmas,
did.
Christmas
you.
stuff. You know,
in
kids.
front.
Yeah. Well, I was their featured performer, no doubt.
oh my,
But this just looks so small.
it does,
It does.
doesn't it?
But that's the
They
way it
have-
is when you grow up. Everything seems smaller than when you were younger.
But
bigger
I just
when you're
can't
younger.
picture all the stuff that was in here because my memory of this room is a normal chapel with the podium and the the altar and the the lectern and communion rails, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And regular church pews.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yep.
And they told us they was going to take the pews out and we could bring folding chairs. That was the straw that broke the camel's back.
That's when you went over to 15th Street
We started going
Baptist.
to 15th Street Baptist.
And that
Church.
building's still there too. I
Of
don't
course
think.
so.
I don't want. Next to the old Kennedy. Well, Kennedy's gone now too. Do you know
Right.
that?
Well, no, they just moved Kennedy, didn't they?
No, they rebuilt. There's another school over there, but isn't it Longfellow or one of the other?
Like
What's the
what?
great school on 15th Street?
Is it Miles Davis? Is the school that's right up the street here on the other side of 64?
No, the other direction. Kennedy was on Lake Avenue and 15th
Found out
Street.
there was graveyards and
Well, we knew that when we were kids. We used to dig up in there and find tombstones. But yeah, when Kennedy burned down a number of years ago, and they tried to rebuild it, but there was some historic graves there.
Civil War grave sites or something? I think I heard about
Something about it, yeah.
Some historic.
yeah, there was pretty. Yeah.
But I was saying though, when we were kids, well, on that playground, we
That may
used
be
to dig
why they-
around with sticks and find tombstones and stuff. So shoot, we knew that 50 years ago.
But that may be why they moved the school then to the. It was just up a little bit away.
Well,
from
there's
the
a new
other.
school that's been built that I saw on Google, just looking, through the neighborhood, and there's a new school about 3 blocks up towards
Well, that's what she.
whatever direction that is.
Maybe that's what she's.
No,
talking
it's not towards 64 though. It's the other way.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is this 15th right behind us here? It's another new school that way. Is that what one you're talking about?
Well, actually, that may be it. Yeah, on
That's probably
15th.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I was talking about the other one down there.
yeah. I'm talking about one that's down here, a few blocks.
It's a real nice school.
Is it possible we could go up? Could we go upstairs?
Do you want to see the rest of the rooms down here?
Sure.
I started listening.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I don't remember this area back here behind the church. I don't remember this being open like this.
No, I don't remember a door back here, do you, Joe?
No, I don't.
See, that's what I'm wondering if this is an addition. I think this may be an addition, and the actual, and that would give more
Door
depth.
through here.
Yeah, and this would give more depth to it.
This is kindergarten area. Yeah. Okay.
Careful, this floor is a little slippery.
This stuff looks original right here.
This is kindergarten.
This is original. They didn't just put
Yeah, that's got to be.
I don't remember any of this, Mom.
No, this was kindergarten area. They had it
Why
fixed
did
up
they
for
ever
the
come back
kids.
here?
I don't.
We never got back
No,
here.
you didn't let us back here. This was off limits.
This way.
Wow.
We can go back around this
But I
way.
think this whole office area here has been added on, and that's why it looks so shallow.
Yeah.
That was where the
Sanctuary.
the sanctuary included
Oh,
that.
might have been. They took part of the
Yeah.
sanctuary out of that. Yeah.
We can go this way and around or go back.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Mom, you never worked in the schools in the daycare and nursery. I mean, kindergarten.
No, I didn't work in the
Just follow it around.
Oh, sure is.
You transport your client, will you take him in there? You know.
This looks like original, Mom. Look at these things. Coat racks.
These are little coat racks for the kids.
I'm sure this has been added
The
since
cloakroom.
48.
Yeah, exactly.
That's an old term.
Oh, this is old. This is original stuff.
Yeah,
that
this
we
is all, this is antique. Let's get down here. Maybe we can find some prehistoric.
We're taking these with us.
Cloak. Does that say old cloak?
Oh yeah, no
Cloak
kidding.
and dagger?
Only thing I knew about the cloakroom is that's where I used to get my spankings. They'd paddle me in the cloakroom.
That's right.
Johnny, go to the cloakroom.
This was the waiting room out here for the parents when they come to pick up their kids.
Now this was the stairway out there that you were talking about where the
Yeah,
kids would
this is where
be
the
dropped
parents-
off.
And we bring the kids
Can you
up
imagine
there.
climbing those stairs
And
huge
then,
every day?
yeah, we,
Probably no guardrails or nothing.
Irene.
They have the neatest toys for the kids. I remember coming in here, and they had those rocking things where, you know, you have, they're like big ducks or something. They have seats and you could rock. The neatest custom type. You're very expensive, I'm sure, when they bought them for this area. Remember that? The different
I don't
things
remember
they
that.
had?
Was this the nursery when church was going on
Yeah,
as well?
this was nursery.
I think I have a recollection
Yeah.
of that. Yeah.
Yeah, this is where I
Just
work.
like the playground, they had really nice, big, one of those merry, things you sit on and go around and get dizzy. Real nice, heavy duty. I mean, it wasn't cheap. They really spent some money when they built
Oh,
it.
yeah, it was, I thought.
Well, I mean, look at
really
this building.
thought-
You know, it's just amazing.
When I thought,
you know.
I was going to
1939, 1940.
I looked at those little houses down there at MacArthur Bridge. Lily Sheffer went over and picked me up at the train station. I looked down there and I saw those little shanties and I thought, well, that's where I'm going. That's kind of houses. I got here. I was so amazed.
'Cause it wasn't like that.
It was a lovely, I mean, the building, it wasn't that old. It was
Well,
lovely
look at the
building.
woodwork. I mean, still on the
little
windows
houses
and the-
around here, the people were clean and immaculate.
Well, the
and-
building was only 5 years old when you
yeah,
Right,
it was
that's right.
just,
Yeah.
the neighborhood was so neat and clean. I was just totally.
Yeah, this was one of the better neighborhoods in
Oh,
town.
yeah. it
Well, you know
really
what's
was.
ironic too now is what's springing up over on 18th Street in that area, and that's where we lived. We lived. In fact, the site of the community house for the, I guess it's called the Parsons development down there on 18th. That was our house. That's
Oh,
where
really?
we lived.
It wasn't a brick house.
Oh,
a swimming pool.
there's a swimming pool there, and that's what we think's ironic is because we didn't have a swimming pool.
Didn't we have a little duck pond? There was evidence of a small duck pond in our backyard.
Well, they down at Grandpa Hersey's, remember?
No, I think there was one. There was actually a duck pond that had been
Well,
covered over.
you're getting
yeah.
mixed up with, see, 2 blocks
No.
down, my husband's family.
Well, yeah, my dad was born and raised on 18th Street on the 1200 block, and I was born and raised on the 1000 block of the same street. So
And where do you live now?
I live in North Dakota.
So you're enjoying the spring-like weather?
Yes, I summer here.
They're having warm-up, didn't you hear that?
I go south for the winter.
That's right. Going south. That's right. You know what's funny is when people hear me talk, of course I've lived all over the world, but when people hear me talk, they say up there, where are you from? I'll say, well, originally St. Louis. They'll say, yeah, I thought I detected a southern accent. That's not south. Of course, anything south of Canada is south of North Dakota.
Well, yeah, I tell you, it's really something.
So are you from East St. Louis?
Yeah. I live in Collinsville.
Oh, you live in Collinsville? Oh, okay. So you're originally from Collinsville?
Well, one of my parents grew up in Southern Illinois, Marissa, and one grew up in Northern Illinois in Plano, and they met in college.
Oh, Plano, Illinois.
And so the first 6 months they lived in California, and then they moved back here to be closer to the families and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Once you got out of
I remember
You've
this
been
picture.
Raised in.
No, I don't. Isn't that something?
I don't know
Like,
where the
now it's
picture was
kinda-
at, but
now it's kinda-
that picture is very familiar to me.
Oh, that was here.
Comes back.
Sure it was.
I mean, I don't know where it was, but
Oh,
it
no.
was here somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, that's the original frame and the light that goes with it and all that, yeah. Well, can we go upstairs?
I don't know,
Can we-
can we?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Here, you lead the way. I don't think we went upstairs. Can we ever? I don't think kids would, I don't think kids would go
Memorial
upstairs.
Chapel, Mary McFarland, Nellie Moss, Adelia. Mom, do you know any of these names here on this chapel sign? Mary McNally,
No.
McAnally Moss, Adela Goodall Mitchell?
No.
They were here before you, obviously. But if this is a 100-year-old organization, this this building was built.
Of course, yeah, that started on, what was it, 9th Street? Is that-
Right.
Yeah.
And on the corner of the building, yeah.
I remember coming up there, look at the slopes were here, because they had a daughter, Linda Swope.
Oh, my.
Look at this bell, Mom.
My.
39, Mom, see this bell?
I saw that.
Do you remember that?
Oh, this,
I don't remember it.
What's this say? Terminal Railroad Association, presented to the Western Gate State in 1955. Huh. Corridor giving an appreciation of staff, I bet by them. Sheffer. Larkham, there's your Leonard Larkham.
There, this is the corner, that's my office.
I guess this was the kitchen.
Is there any more bedrooms up here? Nobody lives up here.
No one lives here. Yeah, but it's funny,
Okay, my bedroom.
then this is the kitchen,
Yeah. And then this was the dining room in
and
here.
then this was the dining room.
My. Isn't that, I tell you, it's hard to believe. But down here was my bedroom.
Yeah, because I always tell people that it's so funny because the offices have, you know, bathrooms attached to them because they were all bedrooms.
That's right.
So,
Private
I
suites.
think this part of it, I don't remember,
Which one was your room, Mom?
I don't remember of this so much.
she used to live here.
I lived up here in 1945.
How you doing, Bill Pretty?
I was 1'8", now I'm 8'1".
Okay.
A few years ago. I'm her daughter. This is
I
her
think this
son,
is my-
Diane Kopachak. This is John.
Trying to film here.
Hey, how you
John,
doing?
nice to meet
You
you.
know, I don't think there's, oh, is this one?
I think this was my room, I believe. Maybe it's, I don't know.
There's one on the corner, is a big one.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was bigger than this, so this must have been it.
You had a whole room to yourself?
Oh, yeah, oh, certainly.
Wow.
Certainly.
Certainly. What do you expect?
This is it, yeah.
This was a really big one.
Yeah, this was probably my room. Well, yes, I think it probably was.
And then this one has a bathroom that's between this room and the next room.
I didn't even notice those. I don't know. I don't know which one it was, really. This isn't laid out. Seemed like it was wider or something, but, no.
Well, it's a cloudy day.
One of those two.
But you got lots of room. You had a corner room.
I don't remember all this wing. I don't remember this.
I remember that.
Wow, look at the furniture.
I remember this dresser.
Do you really?
Sure. It looks really familiar. I don't know why. It just looks like it'd be something that was here.
Well, honey, I don't,
Oh, yeah. They had beautiful
know.
furnishings up here when they.
I surely wasn't down here all this way and this
It was
corner.
basically a suite of.
Right, and then they had, you know,
I thought I had the corner room.
that this women used for all their
What
meetings
is this
and stuff
one?
that
I
they
never
would
saw
have
that.
here.
Oh, wow.
The lace tablecloths, and
I
I
don't
had
know,
pictures
this-
of some of that stuff.
I don't think I had this
That's neat.
corner, I don't
Yeah,
know.
this is the back of the building now.
Oh, this is the back over the playground?
Uh-huh.
Mom, this could have been a dressing
No,
room.
mine actually did look out on 13th,
Main-
no, that Winstead, no? Is it?
The front of it's 13th, yeah.
Yeah. So mine looked on the side street, it didn't look out on the back.
So you had to be on the corner.
So I had to be in one of these rooms here.
You can go into Nina's office, she doesn't care.
But, I don't know, it looks so different, it's just.
I don't know if I was ever up here. I don't think I knew that, I knew all the stories that you used to live up here,
Yeah.
but I don't think the kids were ever allowed up here.
Oh, I don't
I
think
would
so
doubt that
either.
they
No, I
were.
don't think so.
And I remember coming up here, we had some kind of a, when the Swopes were here, they had some kind of a girls' meeting, or some reason I was up here. Just once, I think.
How about this name, Mom,
That's about it. I mean, normally you
on
didn't.
this door? Mary Elza Fritchie?
I don't recognize that, No, well, yeah, it's definitely different, I don't know. Huh. Oh, here you go, look at here.
Is that the original plan?
That's just the way it looked, yeah.
Yeah.
And what's the front
Of
entrance?
course, they don't
There's
have
a-
the, they don't
This
have
is,
the
this
church.
is that side entrance.
That's the
Oh,
side, this is the
side
back.
entrance.
Yeah,
Okay.
This is the back of it, yeah, we're looking at the back.
And the one down there is the front of the building.
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's nice, yeah. Well, that's about the time, and this was where my husband and I would meet every morning. I'd be on the other side with the kids, and he'd come down on his way to Rankin Trade School, and we'd have our little rendezvous on there.
Yeah, there you go. Now here's the front.
Oh,
Where is it?
yeah.
But look at this. The steps are here. They completely changed it, then, didn't they?
Well, see, I've got my
Well,
picture.
by the time we were there, now there's part of that brick structure there now that's there now.
Yeah, this is
that's
the
been
gym.
added.
This is the gym.
Right. But this front entrance looks different. They added
Yeah, because there were trees along in here too.
Yeah, the building, it looks, except of course it was dark red, but,
Now, was this a rendering before they built it?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
That's the key.
that was
That's the
the
So it
difference.
doesn't necessarily match the exact finished
Oh,
design, yeah.
Okay.
Because that front entrance is a little different than it actually was.
yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you. Well, it's been what, 45 to 205 would be 60, and to 10 would be 70.
Jamie?
Yeah.
70 years ago.
Almost, yeah. Well, from 1940
And
to,
what church you with?
Well, we went, that's a,
our church, when we went here, it was the
Fast forward.
Methodist, there was a Methodist church
fast
here in the
forward, no.
60s.
Okay.
no, I'm here
Suburban
because
Baptist.
I worked down at the neighborhood house. I came here when I was 18 as a worker. I came from Independence, Missouri to work here one summer in 1946. And then I went back to school, and then I came back the next year to stay here permanently, to be here permanently.
You were going to be a
as
deaconess.
resident.
You were at a deaconess college.
No, I wasn't. No.
You were at a deaconess
No, I know,
college.
but no.
Oh, you weren't?
No, they
Oh.
changed it. It wasn't. But anyway.
But that would have made sense.
I came here as a resident to work here, lived up here, and then and my husband was in the air. Yeah, well, he was in Japan, and he came back after he was in the army. And then he was down there in the library, what was in the library. I went down the steps, and that's the first time I saw him, I knew his brother, Howard. And
Dated his brother Howard
No.
once, by the way.
But anyway, that's where I saw Wesley for the first time. However, I take that back. When he was in Japan, they had pictures of the servicemen, just as you come up in the front door there on the side, they had all the servicemen. And his picture was up there. For some reason, I'd look at that picture. I just look at that picture. Anyway, so then I saw him the first time that Sunday morning. I played the piano at the church. Of course, we had our chapel there. It was a regular church. And my kids, later after we got married, that's where we came to church. We came back here to church.
Where'd you live?
We lived.
18th Street
We
then.
started
yeah.
out. We started out in 816 Ball. Wesley and I did in a one-room apartment. Then we had our first child. We lived over on 25th Street. They had.
McFadden Homes,
McFadden Homes, that was for the veterans. And then we moved on 47th Street.
49th.
49th Street.
Out in what was they called it Rosemont back then, but Washington Park.
And then we moved to 18th Street, right back here where my husband's parents still lived, and he was born in that house. We 2 blocks down, that we bought a house there, and we had 4 kids.
Do you know where the Parsons Community Center is now for that development that's down there on 18th Street? That was where our house was.
Our house was on in that lot there.
Yeah.
And so we lived there until he was
Where do y'all
Junior
live
high
now?
school. I live in North Dakota. She lives between here and Florida, and she lives in Granite City.
I live in Granite City. But anyway, we lived on 18th Street, and then we moved.
But we
out
moved to 47th when I was going into 7th grade.
And then from there, we moved to Granite City.
Granite City,
and
yeah.
he graduated from high school there.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah, I have 5 daughters and the 1 son. And so I said, God just sent. The first day I was here, back in 1946. Before I went to work down at the nursery down there, I went outside and I just walked around, and the neat, clean little buildings, they were people from Eastern Europe, and they'd come over here to work at the stockyards. They were neat and clean, and they had their little shops, their little bakery, shoe shops, and they were starting their day, and you could hear all these different languages, and I thought, oh, I've come to a foreign land. I'm a foreign missionary.
That's what she came for, to be a missionary.
I was
That was
just so
her-
excited.
Well, even back then, from Independence, her dad was very upset that she was coming to East St. Louis because it had a reputation back then of gangsters. The
Gambling.
Chicago, East St. Louis,
Gambling and everything,
yeah, the
yeah.
gambling and the vice stuff.
But they didn't say one thing to me. That because I guess God just said, this is where she's going. This is where I want her. And they didn't say a word to me.
That's great. Well, glad they have you back.
Well, it's taking me way back.
Yeah.
I don't remember this bell. Did they have
No,
the
I
bell
don't
here?
either.
But it's been here.
Terminal Railroads Association.
Terminal Railroad.
That's where Grandpa Hopkins
My
was.
dad worked for the Terminal Railroad in Kansas City for 40 years.
You didn't know about that bell.
Yeah.
Was that the church bell? I mean, was it?
I'm not really sure. I have
It says, Mom, see the names on this plaque?
1955.
Quarter giving appreciation to the staff. Larkin's names.
Lily Sheffer, Badger Vonyak, there's Vonyak, and I remember Pervins, I remember that name. Lena Larkin, she's the one that introduced us. Emma Vonyak, that was the cook.
She was a cook.
Her
Oh,
sister
sorry.
had the.
Okay, take care. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you too.
Thank you. Mary Carroll, I don't know that.
Monica.
39 to 40, yeah? Uh-huh.
I was just, where you
Huh.
going?
Wow, I don't guess I ever noticed that sign before either.
Well, that bell looks like 55 was donated here, so.
Really?
So that was here when we were going to church here then.
Yeah, we kind of missed that. You want me to take your arm out? You can take one hand?
Yeah, that's okay, yeah.
Yeah. They built this building very well, didn't they?
Oh, yes.
So now you said this was the stairway you came down when you saw Dad for the first time, right?
Right down there, and I could see Wesley. He was talking to Howard Lucille, and I didn't know, for some reason, I guess I knew that was his brother. I knew it was something, I don't know. But anyway, that was the library in there. Yeah.
Now do you still get to the basement this way?
Yeah.
Well,
Can't go that way
Fridge.
anymore.
now they got a big refrigerator there. Now, the kids had more memories down the basement too, but that's really.
Oh yeah, skating and scouts and all kinds of stuff. I don't recall. Oh, that's right. There was an entrance from the front to go to the basement. That's right.
Well, thank you. We're going downstairs. Thank you for letting me.
Right.
Sorry to disrupt you guys, but tink you very much.
All right.
Are you Joyce? No.
No,
Is there a Joyce here?
she did Joyce look at the other day.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. She's the one we ran into, how we found out about the upcoming 100-year thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got to go to that 100-year observance.
Now you okay on these steps, Mom?
I think so. Yeah.
Had glass block windows in the bathroom.
Now,
You know those?
Yeah, the frosted looking like
Yep.
bricks.
This was where did we have our potlucks in here?
No, it was down the end of the hall. There's a kitchen down
This is
there.
some-
Towards
I
the.
don't remember what was in here. Was this the pastor's office? Was this the church office here?
No.
Dad's Sunday school class that he taught was down at the end of the hall
Down
here
this
on the
way.
right, yeah.
Down here was,
And now those stairs that went out to the backyard were from one of these doors.
that was his Sunday,
Yeah.
that was his Sunday school class.
Yeah, this was Dad's Sunday school class. Look at these hooks here. We probably hung our coats right on those hooks.
Yeah, they're all
Broke them all
worn
off.
down to a fun.
I don't recognize these steps when it's outside entrance.
No, I don't either. That's something.
It seems like the room wasn't this big, was it?
Oh, I remember it as a big room.
Was it a big
Now
room?
that wasn't open like that. I mean, obviously it was part of this, but when Dad's Sunday school class was in, they used to hold community meetings in here too.
Oh,
I remember
you know what?
there was like community.
Was this where the choir, I'd hear them singing the chorus. Howard was in this, some kind of a chorus they had, and they practiced down here. Music
be.
would come up.
I guess was that a chalkboard maybe? That looks like an old chalkboard, yeah.
Yep, I don't remember that.
Well, they had scouting, and they had all kinds.
But I remember a lot of things in here other than Dad's Sunday school class. But this was they had nice chairs, and adults would come in here for I don't know if you did Bible studies in here.
They had mothers, what they call it, it was a mother's club for the community women. And then they had the scouts for the boys and the girls, different places. But, and then Sunday, everything was church, Sunday school and church.
Right. Yep. It's like that's school.
Yeah, that's the gymnasium right there.
Boy, this hallway looks just like it did. I remember that grate. I remember that. I don't know why. That air vent or whatever it is.
I guess this is where the stairs come down.
Yeah. And then this was the kitchen.
That's where they.
This was where Dad handed out skates.
Yeah.
There was a little Dutch door there, and they handed the skates out.
They always played the records for the skating.
Dad, I remember Dad whizzing around the skate thing, skating backwards, and his whistle.
This is where we had our potlucks and,
They had an old refrigerator in
Right,
here
with the top
top
up,
thing. That big top,
1940s.
the refrigerator unit was on the top of it. And it was old back then.
Well, what was the building?
It was right up here, it was right where this refrigerator is. And then the stove that Patty burned herself on.
I don't think it was a stove, I thought it was a
She had a candle.
She had to light a candle.
She had to light a
Oh,
candle.
I thought it was a stove.
That's a myth. You got this.
Legend myth, urban legend.
This was the scouting area room, and she had to light a candle for her, awards or whatever, and she burned her finger. So, I don't know.
And 50 years later, she still has a phobia about matches.
Yep. That's true.
This is where the kids had their fun.
Now there was another window or something for the.
Bible school.
Bible school.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah, Bible
right.
school
Oh,
stuff.
that's where we had those pictures made up there on that stage.
Yeah, because the stage was at the end there, wasn't
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Yeah, that was the stage up in there. Yep.
Excuse us, boys, we're having a reminiscence time here. I worked here when I was 18 years old. My husband had they'd have skating parties down here, and they'd just, they'd twirl around, and he was in charge of that.
Yeah, there's where they handed out the
Then we
skates.
had church. We had a chapel upstairs, and so then the kids would have their fun down here. This was on Wednesday, I think, and then they'd come up here and they'd have a Bible lesson. And so we tried to meet all the needs, and so that's what we did when we worked here. And our kids grew up here, went to church here, and
It's just
scout
the
troops
stairs
and different
Oh,
things.
yeah.
This is for changing the lights and
And it's so
stuff.
nice to think that it's still established.
They were trying to put up
It's
lights
still
because
going on.
there's a vent here,
And
but this is the.
Teaching you about Jesus.
Especially last
He's
week.
the only way.
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine?
Sorry to disturb you guys' game. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wow. Yeah, Mom used to have the Bible schools.
Oh,
Remember Nina's Dairy?
yeah, they had a tree.
I don't recall showers, but they got showers in here, and I guess this looks like the original.
I couldn't tell you about the mystery. Yeah, we don't
Sure, yeah, we know.
walk down that memory lane by yourself.
Well, this has certainly been
Well, we saw it all.
I never thought I was going to be doing this.
It's funny because they bordered over the building.
This all came up in a discussion in her living room about 2 hours ago. Because we were talking about how stuff from our childhood here in East St. Louis is just gone. And this is the one relic that's still here
It's
from.
not a relic either. It's an ongoing, purposeful. It's
Well, I guess relic was a bad word.
Yeah, well, I know what you meant. Yeah, something maybe.
A standing
Yeah,
structure
yeah,
that's
right.
still.
So now we have this building, and then we have the old National Food Store next to the old Sears and Roebuck building.
Oh yeah, down on 12th and State Street.
Yeah, on 10th.
Oh, they were-
10th and State. Yeah, yep,
So
yep.
1045 State, we have that building where the daycare is now, and 2003, we moved all the kids over there to the daycare.
Oh, that's why all this is office.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
And then we
Okay,
have a
now-
building in Washington Park that's right behind the BP station, right off of,
We know streets, so if you tell me the street.
it's on Buncombe.
Buncombe and Kings Highway?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
and then.
The BP, that used to be Petrov's towing service out there on Buncombe and
Yeah.
111. Or
And then-
Buncombe and 111.
And then, with the Mary Brown Center would be after you guys probably left. It was
That doesn't
built,
sound
'cause
familiar.
I'm thinking it was probably built maybe around in the 60s or 70s. And
Where
it's,
at?
in Piggott, 600 Piggott.
The south side of East St. Louis. I didn't know much about the south side. Dad knew about that because he delivered mail down there, and
Yeah.
he owned a service station
Somewhere near the bridge,
Well, it was
right?
at the foot of the MacArthur Bridge, was it?
Yeah.
There by St. Mary's Hospital, if you look towards the river. And in fact, he lost that service station because of the Poplar Street Bridge. Standard Oil owned it, or I guess he had I don't know if he leased it or what.
Yeah, he leaves it.
But they were ready to upgrade it, and then because the Poplar Street Bridge was being planned for 10 years down the road or something, they didn't upgrade it, and so he ended up losing the station over that.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
thanks for indulging us.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Who do you work for? So they actually, that's supported by the Methodists?